Okay, in this session, we will discuss Immanuel Kant's the concept of categorical imperative as a major conceptual idea in the theory of deontological kind of understanding. So Immanuel Kant, he is talking about categorical imperative as a moral law. So what is categorical imperative and how should we understand this concept? The categorical imperative is different from hypothetical imperative, first of all. So in order to understand the categorical imperative as a moral law, we first need to talk about hypothetical imperative. Both are imperative, but its concept and its contents are different. Hypothetical imperative is conditional. One example of this hypothetical imperative, if you want to succeed in this life, study hard. So study hard as an imperative, it can be a personal moral law. But this hypothetical imperative is based on certain experience, right? So you saw other people and they've been working hard, and at the end of the day, they got better jobs and their life seems to be prospering and things like that. So based on that, observation, you come up with this imperative. Another hypothetical imperative can be thought about this way. If you want happy life, make others happy first, something like that. This concept, this kind of imperative, make others happy first, is based on a certain experience. Hypothetical imperative is constituted in such a way based on experience. Now, the categorical imperative is totally different. The categorical imperative has nothing to do with experience. Somehow, Kant believes that when we are born into this world, we have this capacity that come along with us. So as we are growing up and we are more rational and reasonable, and we naturally realize that there is a certain kind of moral code we have to live by and abide by as we make our lives. So the categorical imperative is different. Its origin is not from our experience, and its origin is from our rational capacity itself. The characteristics of categorical imperative is unconditional, absolute, and universal. That means anyone who is born into this world as a rational human being is capable of living by this rule, by this moral law known as categorical imperative. He talks about two examples of categorical imperative, and the first one is written this way. Always act in such a way that your personal principle of action can be willed as a universal law of humanity. He develops this example this way. If there is a universal moral, absolute moral law, then you have to make sure that your private principle somehow should be weighted in such a way that it can be universally applicable and weighed. So let us talk about the case of cheating. Is cheating can be a moral action? From a Kantian perspective, it is not. Why is it so? When you are cheating during the exam time, you have a certain private principle when you actually committed this petty crime. So let's say in such a way. The private principle means in ordinary situation you shouldn't cheat on others. But whenever you have some difficulties, it's okay and go ahead and cheat on others. So this, as a private principle, according to Kant, should be universally willed, right? And because if it is moral, it's supposed to be absolute and unconditional. Let's imagine a situation that everyone in the classroom is allowed to cheat on others. If that scenario is constituted, that means exam as such is not possible. If everyone is cheating, what kind of exam can we talk about? So based on this moral concept, we can argue cheating is morally unconstitutional. So that is one example how categorical imperative is constituted as a deontological perspective. I'm going to talk about other example in the following session.